Hey friends, this tutorial is to show the basic tools that you'll need to get started with embroidery. First, you're going to need a hoop. I prefer the wood hoops for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like they grip the fabric better. You can get your fabric tighter. Also, you can do so much to make them cute if you want to keep your project in the hoop as a frame. I love to stain mine, but you can wrap them in washi tape, ribbon, lace, paint them a fun color. There's so many options with the wood hoops. The plastic ones I've tried, I find that they're slippery. The fabric tends to get loose really quickly in them for me. So I opt more for the wood hoop. You're also going to need a needle. I prefer the number 2 crewel needle for a few reasons. I like the length of the needle, and I also like the size of the eye on the needle. It's not too big that you're poking humongous holes in your project, but it's not too small that you're going cross-eyed when you're trying to thread it. You're also going to need some good scissors. I like these guys. They are titanium and have a nice real sharp small tip so that you can get into those small areas of your project. I also like that they're 3 inches so that you can take them on the airplane and work on your projects while you fly. Floss is, I use DMC mainly because I can find it everywhere and it comes in a lot of colors that are fun. Handy little tip, when you are using your bundle or skein, there are 2 sides of the floss. One side's short, one side's long. If you pull on the side, pull from the side that has the long label, it is less likely to get tangled. When I learned that, I was real excited. I do not keep my floss on the bundles, however. I wrap them around clothespins. I like to do that for when I can write the number of what color I'm using, because like I said, there's a bajillion colors and it's hard to keep them straight. It lets you clip it so to keep your bundles from getting tangled with each other. Also, I like to clip it on the end of my fabric of the project I'm using, and it's easy to tote around with me when I'm running errands and whatnot. I like these jelly thimbles a whole lot. I have one for my thumb and one for my forefinger. I use these a lot for when I do French knots or if I'm going through several layers of floss and fabric. It helps grip the floss, and also if you get tender fingers if you're working on a real long project, and that these always help. Another handy thing is what is called a needle minder. It is like a enamel pin. It is an enamel pin, but it's magnetic. And you sandwich it between your fabric on whatever project you're using, and then since it's magnetic, your needle will stick to it, and if you ever have to pause for something, instead of sticking it in the side of your couch and finding it later in a not so happy way, you'll have it nice and handy on your needle minder. And the last thing I wanted to show you is what I use to trace on my patterns. I love these friction pins. Reason being is that they're heat reactive, and so after you have completed stitching your project, you can use a blow dryer or an iron and go over it, and all of your extra lines will disappear. These are my basic tools that I like to use. Hopefully this helps you get started.